Going.
Hello, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. So festive. Maka's so festive today, you guys.
Isn't it so
Listen,
festive?
she waits until mid-month, but when she does it up.
Should I
Look at all
show
the lights.
the happiest part?
Yeah, show the happiest part. Her balls are well hung. Okay? She does it right. Okay? All right. So, if you really want to get the daily dose of the chicks, you've got to subscribe to our podcast. You guys, you got to put us right in your pocket. So you got to click the subscribe button every day. You got to subscribe to this podcast. I mean, I know you want to do it. Sometimes you still got to press that extra click extra, just do the subscribe button. So do that. So you can get us every single day. Also, visit omahasteaks.com and enter code CHICKS at checkout to save 50%, 50 on steaks.
Steaks.
Delicious, juicy steaks. Plus an extra $30 off during their semi-annual sale. Do it. This is the time to do it.
That's a big old savings.
You save a lot of money right now. It's really good stuff. Mm-hmm.
It's a big fat savings right there.
Monday. It's Monday.
It is, man. But we are careening to Christmas.
Oh my God.
I mean, it is.
How'd that happen?
Yeah,
it was September like 2 days ago,
right?
I don't even know what's
how
going
are
on.
we here? Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Alexandra, thank you. Alexandra says, for my grandmother, that God will look after her and keep her as she begins her journey of getting the care she needs for her Alzheimer's. We pray to the Lord. Oh, Alexandra, Alzheimer's is the meanest,
I know,
most awful, horrible disease ever. And we'll be thinking about your granny. So much to get to. So much. Even before we get to like videos or anything, we have got to talk about the ridiculous movie that premiered on Netflix on Friday. Did everybody watch Leave the World Behind? Did you guys watch it?
I did. I fell asleep during the first 40, like I had my daughter's slumber party this weekend. And so we kind of went to the bedroom while the girls were running around the house and everything. Cause our house, we have a 1-story house. It's not that big as you've been in it. And anyway, so we let them run around, 13-year-old girls doing their thing. And we went back to the bedroom. We're like, we're going to watch this movie. Literally 45 minutes. And I'm like, I can't, I got to go to sleep. Watched the rest of it last night. Long ass movie is what it is.
Awful.
A 2-hour movie. But I had to watch the whole thing because I was invested because I watched 45 minutes. So I watched the rest of it last night. The Obamas did this thing, you guys.
It's Michelle and Barack Obama were executive producers of this movie. That should have been a warning sign when I saw that at the very beginning, but I was at my neighbor's house and we'd had this plan to watch the movie together. And so we watched it and it was the biggest pile of garbage. A warning, if you will, to the world. It's like a dystopian, post-apocalyptic kind of movie, which usually we love those kind of movies.
Right.
And this was awful. The ending was so bad and it made the whole investment so not worth it. It just was, please do not waste your time. Please.
And listen, I was an English major in undergrad school. And so I always look for like just the little nuances and symbolism of things. You notice that the white men were all just dumb. And stupid and weak. The white men were stupid and weak. Like the Julia Roberts' character, she was angry and just hateful.
She was told Karen.
Right. And then of course the hero, the smart hero of the whole thing was the black man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting that out there. Which I guess there's nothing wrong with that. This is what you'd expect from the Obamas, is that all the white people suck, right?
And it was talked about because you remember there's a scene where the daughter of the black man, who, by the way, Mahershala Ali, I love him as an actor. He's so good at everything he does.
Me too.
I love him. And he has that like just such a kind face.
Yeah, I love him too. Yep, I love him too.
I love him. But there's a scene where his daughter is saying, you're too trusting and you should definitely not trust white people. Like it was those kinds of lines that are in there where you're just like, okay, Obamas, I see you. I see that this is your production now. Ridiculous.
It was totally ridiculous. But at the same time, you're like, the grid and the satellites and all that. A lot of that, I was like, if Maka's watching this,
I was freaking out.
This could all happen. Coming from an ex-president, you're kind of like, this all is. I mean, you watch everything that's happening from just a logistic standpoint, you're like, well, this isn't completely out of the realm of possibility.
No,
so
not at all.
There's
Did you
that.
see the bedroom painting changing all the time? Did you see
No,
that?
the bedroom. Which the bedroom? Are you talking about the bedroom in the
That the
bedroom
like Julia
painting?
Roberts like the master bedroom. There's a huge
The
mural on the
mural.
wall behind them,
The
and
mural.
it starts out as like this really beautiful beach scene where it's like super calm water,
And then it
and then it
became
gets
ominous.
angrier and angrier water as the movie goes
It
on.
became ominous.
Yeah,
That's so interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, there's
there were
just
some
like a
weird things
whole
like
lot
that.
of weird symbolic things in the yeah, and then like the relationship that he and her built, like it's just
And
the
what was the
weirdest.
point of that?
There was no point. Like his wife is apparently dead because she like died in a plane crash, and then like within 5 minutes they're wanting to be with each other. I'm just like, okay, so the the ethical implications of that. Anyways, the whole thing
All of
just
it was awful.
I was just irritated the whole time. I was irritated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was no
Mhm.
resolution. So if you're watching it and you're invested, you get to the end and you know nothing. Like you don't it's just awful. Do not waste your time. And sorry if we were like spoilers or whatever, but it's so
It's
bad
all
that we're
assumptions. You
trying to
have to
save you.
right. You have to just go on your own assumptions.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was just not good at all. Couple of other tidbits. It's possible that Kevin Costner is dating Jewel. I know that there's rumors that Kevin Costner is dating like basically everybody at this
Everybody.
point,
He's dating
but
everybody.
there's actual photographic evidence of him and Jewel on the same like romantic island together. So it's possible. There are
He's gonna
reports.
she's gonna save his soul.
Did you know that her hands are small?
What?
Have you
She
never heard that song? Do you remember? My hands are small, I know. You don't know that song?
No, I don't know that song.
That
I'm
was one of the
sorry,
big ones.
I am not into the Jewel genre. It's not my thing, Mock. She sounds like she's more of a what like yodeler. She's a like
She's a
that
yodeler, yeah.
yodel genre. It's not
Yeah.
my thing.
I
Yeah,
saw she actually came across my TikTok, algorithm for some reason this was just yesterday that I
I'm
saw this,
sorry.
and and she was saying that she was super hurt. She started crying and everything. She was super
Yes.
hurt about how people were mean to her son because her son was in one of her videos and he's like 12 or 14. I forget, something young, right?
Okay.
And he has long hair. He looks exactly like her. Like it's freaky how much he looks like her. And he seems very sweet, but she asked him a question like, "Do you care that I picked you up from the airport in like ridiculous clothes?" And he was like, "No, I'm totally used to it." Anyway, they just had this little conversation. Well, I guess people in the comments were horrible about him looking like they were saying, "Is he
Like a girl.
trans?" Yeah, because he looks very, very
Like a girl.
feminine, but he's
Right.
not. And so she was super mad and like just saying people need to be nicer, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it was just jarring how much he looks like her. So if you get a chance, you should
Well,
check that out.
cut his freaking hair.
Let's see. What else did I want to talk? Okay. So remember how there was confusion about the debates? The debates initially we were like, oh, okay, the debates are totally done. And then there was the news that CNN was going to have more GOP debates in January. So
Mhm.
the dealio is the RNC is no longer going to be involved in any more GOP debates until like the general. They're obviously they're going to get involved in those debates, but there's not going to be any primary debates that are in any way connected to the RNC. So the fact that CNN is hosting them, that's totally separate from the RNC. So that's what's over is the RNC debates, in case anybody needed to know.
Who's debated out? Raise your hand.
Oh my God.
I
So
mean,
debated out. I am debated
it's
out
just
for
like,
sure.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
moving forward though, it's just going to be Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis, I would imagine, and then they'll
I
just
don't
duke it
know.
out. They'll just they
I
got
mean,
to get
it
rid of Chris
depends
Christie.
because if they don't, if because the RNC is the one that set those requirements in order to
Yeah.
make the stage.
Oh,
I
so
don't think that CNN will.
there
So if
won't
they're
be
not,
any.
if Christie and Vivek stay in, they're going to be on the stage.
There, people
No,
won't watch that crap. They just won't watch it.
man,
Good
I'm
luck
gonna
with
have to
getting
watch
ratings.
it. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
watch it.
Well, we will, but normal people won't. You know, like
Normal
all of our
people.
audience will not watch it. They'll just look to us to give them the highlights. You know, we're the ones who are going to have to suffer. So thanks a lot, CNN.
Yeah, because we thought we were past this crap.
Jerks. Gosh.
Hey, you guys, if you need to give your dog a bath to make them all festive and pretty before Christmas, you should give them a bath with Coat Defense's dog shampoo because this is the stuff that helps their skin so much. You know, you're not supposed to bathe dogs. Oh, wow, that was blurry. You're not supposed to bathe dogs a lot because of their skin gets stripped of oils, and that is one thing that the Coat Defense shampoo does not do. You can feel completely fine using it on your dogs. And then if your dogs have any skin issues, this preventative powder is the bomb. So a lot of times it's going to save you lots and lots of vet bills if you use this preventative powder because it cuts down on any potential yeast or infections that they might get. So if your dog's stinky or if they have itchy, flaky skin that's bothersome, that stuff is a miracle, as is their wound care and their special balm for their little noses and
I
toesies
use
in
that
the winter.
all the time. I use that on Miss Astrid because her nose
It's
gets so
so good.
dry.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
gets
they
so dry.
need it. They
Mhm.
need it. It's so they love it. It's good for them. So if you have dogs or cats or horses or you want to try any of their people products, check out coatdefense.com and just use promo code CHICKS and that will help you save 15% off your entire order. Do it today. Thank you so much to Beach Sue G, who says, "Good morning, lovelies. Love your Christmas lights, Mock." Thank you. I feel very festive with them behind me. C Noons, thank you. She says, "Went to The Shift by Angel Studios and it was fabulous." Ooh, I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah.
Totally will check that out. Alexandra, thank you. She says, "I have a huge list of everything I need when the shit hits the fan as a prepper. My anxiety can be such a drama queen, but can be like a good parent when it comes to possible danger." See, she knows.
Mhm. Yeah. Just be
Get
prepared.
yourself, be prepared. That's
Less
right.
anxiety. Mhm.
And Jessica Simon, thank you. Jessica says, "My husband and I bought Sound of Freedom on DVD and watched it for the first time. Oh my God, so good, right? That's a
Mhm.
great, great,
Gosh, it
great, great
is.
film." Okay, and then we also wanted to mention that Ryan O'Neal has passed away at the age of 82. I'm not sure. I think it was just a natural cause thing, right? Or was he ill? Do you know?
I didn't see a cause of death. I just saw that he was 82. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of sad.
He was a handsome fella.
He was a handsome fella.
He was.
Um, and then do you remember it's been, I want to say 3-ish, 4-ish months when we played that video of Nancy Mace getting proposed to by
Yes.
her fiance. Do you remember that? And
Mhm.
we were
I
like,
do.
"Oh, look at that. Good for you, Nancy Mace."
Is she married
They're
now?
broken up. No, they broke up. They just collapsed.
What?
I know. And it gets even juicier because they are now fighting big time over some $4 million beach property that they both are invested in.
Oh, you don't
And
do that. You don't wanna do that with somebody that
no.
you're not married to. Why did you do Plus, isn't that the guy that she was like, "Listen, I'm boinking him," when she was at the prayer
Yes.
breakfast?
Yes, and as a matter of fact,
Ah.
6 of her staffers have left because they're saying that she's too explicit with them about her own sex life. And they are like, "Ew, we don't wanna know that about you." And now she's losing people, she's broken up with the guy, like, she's a mess right now.
Yikes.
It's a mess. Yeah,
Yikey, yikes, yikes.
it's kinda yikesy, for sure.
Mhm.
So that's your gossip, for the day. John Newbaum, thank you. John says, "Regarding the debates, just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in." That's exactly what those debates are like, for sure.
God.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
And then lastly, or no, almost second to lastly, we should mention that Elon Musk has reinstated Alex Jones's Twitter account. So Alex Jones is back on Twitter and
Buckle up.
we'll actually
Buckle
have
up,
some
everybody.
more to say about that in just a bit. And then my name today is after Liz McGill, who was the president at UPenn, and she has now resigned after a lot of pressure to do so. The Harvard president has apologized, but has not left. And the MIT president has not said anything. And in fact, her board is like, "You go, girl. You did just fine."
I
So
wonder what
MIT is a
I
mess.
I wonder what kind of bennies she gets. Like, what she walks away if she gets a nice severance package, what she gets,
That's a
you
good
know? If
question.
she gets healthcare, if she gets all that kind of crap. Gosh,
Yeah.
what a despicable hag.
All 3 of them are despicable
All
hags.
of them, you're absolutely right. But I mean, like, if she's like, I'm gonna go ahead and resign," that's nice, but, like, what do you get?
Yeah. Yeah, what does she get?
What kind of package are you walking away? I'd really like to know that. I'm gonna have to research that and figure it out, and we'll let you guys know.
Yeah,
What
I'm
a
curious.
hag.
Very, very
Yeah, because
curious.
she's tenured. She's tenured. So what a
Ugh.
cush life.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, so does that mean she's just no longer president, but she just gets paid as
Yeah,
president for the rest of
exactly.
her days?
That's the thing, and she is still teaching. So she's still a tenured professor. This is the thing. She
Oh
gets
my
all the things.
god.
These people, so, like, she can say, and the she can say all the things and say, "Well, I'm resigning," and the university gets to save face by this, but she's
Yeah.
still a hag, and she still gets tenured, and she still gets all the things, and she still gets to reap all the benefits that she had before. I don't like these people.
And she's got her stupid smirk on her face because of it.
Right.
Because she was
She's like,
smirking all the way through that hearing.
totally, and she gets to go ahead and enjoy all the benefits that she enjoyed before. She just gets to say, "Okay, well, I'm resigning. Look at me. I'm a martyr." No, you're not.
Oh
You're an
my god.
you're a hag. I
Ugh,
just Yeah, I know. I hate it
ridiculous.
all.
All right, let's get to some videos because as we mentioned last week, Hunter Biden is, he was indicted. There's a whole bunch more charges, tax fraud charges and the like. And there was already movement from the House committees to have him come in and testify. That was supposed to happen, I think, this Wednesday. And then there was the big hullabaloo from a lot of people saying, hey, why can't this be public? Hunter Biden himself is saying, I will come testify publicly on TV for everybody. And Comer and the rest of the committee is saying no, they want him in for a private deposition, which at first I was like, but why? Like, have this out in the open. But then he explained to Jake Tapper why, and it actually makes sense. Take a listen.
There's some other questions because you've called Hunter Biden to testify next week before your committee, December 13th. You've said if he does not appear, you will hold him in contempt of Congress. Hunter Biden has said, and his lawyers, that he's willing to testify publicly. He just doesn't want to do it behind closed doors. He's afraid Republicans will leak his remarks and they'll put them out of context. Why not just allow his appearance to be public? I have to say, just as a journalist, I'm really, as you just generally know, I like the transparency. Ask him anything you want. I would like to see it.
Jake, put our investigation, put my investigation next to Adam Schiff's, and you tell me who's been more transparent. Every single bit of evidence that we talk about, we cite. We publish 4 bank memorandums, which show proof of suspicious wires and money laundering. We cite different suspicious activity reports from banks indicating specific crimes. You've got testimony through depositions and interviews with respect to crimes that have been committed by the president's family. So we've been transparent. Every deposition in the history of America has been done in closed doors. But we release the transcript. We will release the transcripts. You will know when he coughed in this transcribed interview. And remember, during the January 6th committee, the children of the former president testified for over 12 hours behind closed doors in a deposition. Every big criminal case in America has closed door depositions.
But that was an investigation. That wasn't an investigation of Ivanka Trump. That was a separate investigation. But in any case, I guess my other question is just, isn't something better than nothing? Why not just jump at the opportunity to grill Hunter Biden on national television? Here's your chance. You're the dog that caught the bus. Here it is.
This isn't about politics. It's not about theater. My job, I know the media, and I like you, Jake. I know the media would like to have a big public show, and that would be very entertaining. But my job is not to entertain.
Public show. Yes,
you do. You do want that.
Right. But my job is not to entertain you all. My job is to get the truth. When you have a public hearing, a regular committee hearing, you know how they are. Each side gets 5 minutes. We have 25 Republicans. We would probably get 35, maybe 40 questions in. We have about 700 or 800 specific questions. We have over 20,000 pages of bank documents. We have dozens and dozens of wires from our enemies around the world. We have no idea what the Bidens were doing to receive this money. And we know one thing, Jake, they didn't pay a penny of taxes on it.
It's Jake Tapper, along with all these other Democrats, wants so badly to believe that Hunter Biden is not, in fact, a tax evading crackhead loser. It's like
they want to believe that his dad is completely innocent of everything. I think they're fine with throwing Hunter away as long as Joe comes out clean.
Yeah, but
that's what I think.
It's like the apple doesn't fall far, Mark. His dad is
I totally don't think that's
right.
I mean, I think Joe Biden is super guilty.
Oh, I know you know that. It's like we all know that Biden is guilty in all of this. When I say Biden, I'm talking about his dad. Joe Biden is guilty in all this. It's like the apple doesn't fall far. He's a plagiarizer. It's like he learned all of his behavior. It's all learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
He's miserable. The whole family's miserable. They're all a bunch of losers. They're all a bunch of lying criminal losers. It's an enterprise. And they think
it totally
is. And they think that that Joe is somehow clean of all of this. Oh my God. He's so not.
He's so not. And so you saw towards the end of that clip that Jake Tapper was essentially mocking Comer to his face, like laughing openly at him. That continued in this next clip.
And my concern is that Weiss may have indicted Hunter Biden to protect him from having to be deposed.
Yes.
In the House Oversight Committee on Wednesday.
He indicted him to protect him. Yes. The classic rubric. He indicted him to protect him.
What a jerk.
I got it.
Well, look, this whole thing's been about a cover-up. You've got two.
That's why he indicted him to protect him, to cover it up.
Well, look, you indict him on the least little thing, the gun charge, and not paying taxes.
He's facing like 17 additional years in prison.
Yeah, you think he's going to go?
Yeah, but look what he's
felonies.
done. Anybody else in America would already be in prison. Would already be in prison. You say he owes $2 million. He may owe $7 or $8 million. If these loans are fraudulent loans, I mean, a loan means you are going to pay it back.
Oh my God.
So look, but at the end of the day, this money's coming from bad people around the world.
Yeah.
Why are they paying Hunter Biden? We believe that it's because they wanted direct access to Joe Biden. And I don't think any American, whether they're Democrat or Republican, would want to have a president that's compromised to our biggest enemy in the world, China.
How can he call himself a journalist?
Right.
It's what blows me away. And if the tables were turned and if this were a Trump kid, he would be acting in a completely different manner. Everybody knows it. Everybody.
Yep.
What a jerk.
Yeah, he was so awful.
Yeah.
So
not a journalist. That is a clear example of what a journalist should not do.
Exactly. Yep. And meanwhile, Hunter is going on podcasts now. I did not even know that Moby had a podcast.
Yeah, I know.
But apparently Moby and some blonde chick who co-hosts had Hunter on their podcast. And we've got two clips to share. One in which Hunter shows himself to be the least self-aware person on the planet by insulting Elon Musk. Here he is.
And then you have the people that are the most culpable of all. You have the people that literally just love to feed it because they think that it is some kind of a game. They think that it is the one thing about Elon Musk that I'm certain of is there's another very damaged human being.
Yes.
And I say that he is the dumbest smart person I think that the world has ever known.
To be fair, there are a lot of dumb smart people.
No, I know, but he now represents
I would say Rupert Murdoch is upset.
But you know what? It's like Elon Musk doesn't care about the goddamn First Amendment. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. And so all of this idea that he's a champion for the First Amendment and blah, 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 blah. Elon Musk doesn't care about democracy. Elon Musk doesn't care about our freedom to vote. He doesn't care about that. Is there any time that you've ever saw anything from him that has any rational defense of democracy, of what we've created here as Americans, as his adopted country?
What a piece of shit that guy is.
Total. Like the narcissism is just astounding, isn't it? He is like a classic narcissist. He can't take any responsibility for anything that he's ever done. It's all about other people and pointing fingers. Like he can't. Can you imagine what would happen to you if you did the things that Hunter Biden did? Like, think
you'd
about
be in jail.
we like, that's the thing. I'd be in jail. You'd be in jail. Like, he has zero sense of personal accountability. He is just a prime example of a narcissist. and a nepo baby. He is a nepo druggie is what he is.
And for him to say that Elon Musk doesn't care about anybody but himself, put Elon's record of things that he's done to help the entire world against Hunter Biden. And you tell me who's the more selfish between the two.
Exactly.
My God.
Yeah, Hunter Biden is a nepo druggie who lives off his father's name, and his father is not great.
So his father lives off of Hunter's relationships with foreign enemies, essentially.
Right. So think of what he's done with his life compared to what Elon Musk has done with his life. And it's like he has the audacity to say that he's damaged. Are you kidding? Look at your life, Hunter. Good
And meanwhile, he's super paranoid and convinced that everybody is trying to kill him. Here's another part.
They are trying to, in their most illegitimate way, but rational way, they're trying to destroy a presidency. And so it's not about me. In their most base way, what they're trying to do is they're trying to kill me, knowing that it will be a pain greater than my father could be able to handle.
He's using the bow thing. You know? It's like, I think it all goes back to the fact that he was older, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And more accomplished. Way more accomplished, obviously.
But now he's saying, like, if they kill me, that'll definitely put Joe over the edge.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It's like, we can't have that. I mean, they're coming after me because they want to hurt my father. No, it's because you're a complete loser, you know, and you have never taken responsibility. You didn't pay your freaking taxes, dude. You're a tax evader. Mm-hmm. You're a tax evading druggie. You know, you've done nothing with your life. And so we're just holding you accountable like we'd hold anybody else accountable. You're not above the law. And Democrats are always screaming, no one is above the law. No one is above the law, including the president. Well, you're not above the law either, you loser.
April Hemhauser, thank you. April says, have y'all seen the new Tucker Carlson network? It's awesome. All things Tucker is doing, which is a ton of new things that aren't on X. Well, we will have to check that out.
Fantastic. We will. Yeah.
And Alexandra, thank you. She says, apparently Moby is disappointed that he himself is straight. WTF. Wow, I haven't heard that. That's not surprising, though. These people are all so borked. They're just insane, crazy people. I don't know if I want to go looking to see what that's all about. I just
Moby.
Yikes. Moby. Reminder that if you're looking for the perfect stocking stuffer for someone that you love for Christmas, think about heat holders. I know we've told you about their socks before. They're 3 levels of warmth, of like super warm socks. They've got like the thin ones, and then like the next thicker ones, and then like the Mac Daddy super thick ones, which are like the warmest things you'll ever put on your feet. But also they have the best hats. Okay. So they have like, look at what's inside of this hat.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's like soft, amazing fur. And like it's true too for their gloves.
Awesome.
Heat holders gloves.
So great on the ranch, you guys.
Oh my gosh. These are the best things ever. And they do really make the perfect stocking stuffer. So if you need to shop for anybody for Christmas, that is a great place to do it. Heatholders.com. You can use code CHICKS to save 15% off your entire order. They have long johns in addition to their socks, scarves, hats, mittens. They've got all of it. Check it out. Heatholders.com and use code Robin Zecca, thank you. Robin says Musk fixed the Ukrainian satellites when they weren't down. Right. I mean, just one of a million examples of him actually doing things for humanity. Mm-hmm. And that piece of crap Hunter, drug addict, loser,
I know,
sex fiend is going to try to say he doesn't care about anybody but himself.
I know. He's damaged. He's damaged, you guys.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Ooh, Gail Schultz got a heat holders hat and loves it. Yeah, they're awesome. They're fantastic stuff. Okay, Trump on Truth Social did a recap of his view of the last GOP debate. And so he had several things to say about it, and we're going to let Daisy read it to everybody.
She always tries my reading because I'm blind. Okay. So many people are asking what I thought of history's lowest rated presidential debate and how I would rate the players. It's so easy to be a critic, but who on the subject would be better than me? To begin with, I thought Ron DeSanctimonious was terrible with his bobblehead facial movements and his walking on eggs, but that sloppy Chris Christie was worse. He's not fit mentally or physically to be president. Plus, he suffers from TDS or Trump derangement syndrome at levels not seen before. In other words, he is a sick puppy. On top of it all, his poll numbers are just 1% in a class with Ada Hutchinson. He's dead. But so is Ron, whose weird bobbing head and fresh mouth. Fresh mouth? What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Make his high heels look good. He's walking on eggs. Bird brain looked different and lost, but I give her second place. Vivek wins because he thinks I'm great. The biggest loser was Megyn Kelly. What the hell happened to her? She has lost whatever she once had, which wasn't very much. Some things never change. Man, he just like ripped everybody in this one. Everybody. And you get an insult, and you get an insult, and you get an insult. Good Lord.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, no one's exempt. Okay.
No one is exempt for sure.
Not
so
even he was friends with Megyn Kelly like 2 weeks ago. What was that? I thought they were hanging out in her leather skirt. Remember?
I think he was mad because after I remember what she said on Glenn Beck. Like there were some things that she said about Trump where she said that he wasn't altogether there. He wasn't as like
okay.
He wasn't
so he
as with it as he used to be. Yeah. So he hates her again.
He hates her again. Who does he like?
Vivek, because Vivek likes him. So Vivek says good things about Trump, and therefore Trump likes him. That's how his mind operates.
Vivek wins because he thinks I'm great.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So as long as you think he's great, then you win.
Then you win. Until he doesn't. Until Vivek says one thing that pisses him off, and then he's not going to think he's great. Okay. All right. Good Lord.
Trump also had some stuff to say that was making a lot of waves on the Twitter machine yesterday or over the weekend because he was I don't know what event he's at. He's very dressed up. He looks very nice. And so he was at an event where he was talking about the whole grab him by the,
the hoo-ha? Grab him by the hoo-ha.
Grab him by the hoo-ha. So he was talking about that comment that he made back in the day.
Yeah.
And then apparently there's some well-respected general who believed that because he got all that flack for saying grab him by the hoo-ha and then went on the debate stage with Hillary, that he's claiming that an American general said that was the bravest thing he had ever seen anybody do. Okay. A military general said that. Here he is.
But I went onto that stage just a few days later, and a general who's a fantastic general actually said to me, "Sir, I've been on the battlefield. Men have gone down on my left and on my right. I stood on hills where soldiers were killed. But I believe the bravest thing I've ever seen was the night you went onto that stage with Hillary Clinton. After what happened. And then that woman asked you the first question about it. And I said, locker room talk. It's locker room talk. What the hell? What are you talking? Locker room talk." That was not a great...
I can't.
Maybe don't say that's the greatest
That's probably not the greatest thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna not even comment on that.
Okay.
I just so we gotta move on. We probably have to move on.
Well, there were a lot of predictions ahead of the DeSantis and Newsom debate that that Trump would say afterwards, no matter what, Trump would say that Newsom won that debate, which if you guys watch that debate, you know damn well that DeSantis ran away with it. I mean, he just hates DeSantis. But this is the thing is that Republicans should be for Republicans, even if we don't necessarily like one another. You don't say that Newsom won.
I mean, he's a commie. You don't like commies. It's like saying that, I like Xi Jinping. I like him. I like him.
He said that too, actually.
My God.
But he did it, and it was people were predicting it, and other people were like, no, he would never do that. Well,
you saw Gavin Newsom with no facts. He beat the hell out of Ron DeSanctimonious the other night, and he had no facts.
He didn't beat him. He didn't beat him. This is the thing. You just say nothing. If you can't say any, this is the thing, because this is where we get so irritated. Why can't we just rally? If you can't rally, say nothing. Because what that shows is that, oh, well, I'm basically for a commie. I'm for a socialist commie. Like, yay, communism. Oh, what is that?
Oh my gosh. Well, that is your front runner for the GOP nomination. And meanwhile, on the other side of the aisle, we have Joe Biden, who is talking once again. He's telling that often told lie, which is that anyone in America making less than $400,000 a year will not be taxed any further. We all know that's a big fat lie, but listen to this little addition that he added into that whole little chitter chatter.
I made a commitment that nobody making less than $400,000 a year, which is way above what I ever made until I became president.
You lie.
But it was, look, in 2020.
Look. No, you lie. You made more than that. And also, I'm getting taxed. I'm getting taxed. I'm serious. Are you guys getting taxed if you make less than $400,000? I mean, I know there's probably plenty of you that make less than $400,000 a year. I, for one, am getting taxed. I don't know about you guys.
Same.
Yeah.
We're all getting taxed with inflation. That's
bend over.
Oh my God. It's such a lie. And it's a lie because he tried to say that's more than I ever made before I was president. He made, after he left the vice presidency, he made $15 million in 2 years, with, of course, Hunter's help.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's made plenty over $400,000. That's utter nonsense. But then again, you can't really blame him when he doesn't understand numbers, as is evidenced by this clip.
Over $1.3 billion.
I'm sorry, what?
Billion, trillion. That's like Hunter's allotted budget for crack and hookers. That's what that is.
Oh my God, that was a lot of
billions.
That was a lot of numbers and scabillions of numbers.
Dollars. Yeah.
Chris Cuomo had RFK Jr. on his show, and just watching the two of them sit next to each other, I was wondering, like, if off camera they like challenged each other to like a muscle contest. You know what I mean? Because they're both they're such gym rats.
Yeah.
But the question was, are you going to be a spoiler, and for whom? Like, are you going to take more votes away from Trump? Or are you going to take more away from Biden? Mm-hmm. Here is what RFK says about being a spoiler.
If you were to get to a point in the race where you did not think you could win, was not going to go your way, your estimation, and you saw that you were affecting, I don't know which candidate, let's say it is Trump and Biden, I don't know which one you would be affecting more. Would that matter to you in terms of whether you were going to end the campaign? If you said, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to win, and you see that you're affecting one of them disproportionately, would that matter to you?
I don't want to seem like I'm dodging a question, but I really don't know the answer to that question. It would depend on a million different circumstances. I suppose there'd be some circumstance where that conceivably I can make a decision to withdraw from the race, but I can't think of that circumstance at the moment. So, and as you know, there's a myriad of configurations that can happen. Right now, I'm taking more votes away from President Trump than from President Biden, according to most of the polls. If you believe the polls, my intention is to spoil the race for both of them. I think I'm going to win the race. I think and I wouldn't have said that, and I didn't say it a month ago. So, but I'm looking at the polls now. I'm looking at the trends. I'm looking at the energy of the crowds that we have. I'm looking at the declining enthusiasm for the other two candidates. And, I have 11 months. I'm in better shape now than any independent candidate's been since Teddy Roosevelt, so for over 100 years. And I'm beating both candidates with young people, which is the bellwether group. So Americans under 45 altogether are choosing me over President Biden, President Trump. The other big bellwether are independent voters, and I'm beating them decisively with that group too. I'm in a three-way tie right now with Hispanic voters. and with many other demographics. So, and I have greater popularity, favorability than any candidate. I'm at 52 points. Nobody's even close to that. And
he thinks he's going to win.
I don't know about that. I don't know, but I do agree that he's taking votes away from both candidates. I don't know why he's hell bent on doing that.
Do you think the polls are right that he's taking more from Trump than Biden?
I don't know, because I don't really believe polls. I don't believe polls, but I do think he's taking votes away from these guys. And people are like, "Oh my God." Yeah,
somebody asked what Trump voter would vote for him, and that's exactly the point.
No
Trump voter would, but all the people who don't want to vote for Trump absolutely could.
Right.
That's the whole point. And Trump doesn't have independence.
And I do believe that he's taking votes from young people. I think that that's the thing is the people that are in this audience, we've got a lot of 35 and ups. But there are young people out there that find him intriguing. And when I say young people, I'm talking about millennials, Gen Zers who are getting ready to vote. They find him to be a nice alternative to these old dudes. And they are uninformed and misinformed. And that's who he's going to appeal to, is that group of people. So I don't doubt that he will get a lot of those. A lot of the new voters, they will be like, ooh, RFK, that's cool.
Or just the people that can't stomach the two old candidates, right? They want something different.
Yeah, there are so many people that we hear from that are just that you see, like especially on Man on the Street interviews and stuff like that. They're just like, I am so sick of old people.
Right.
I'm sick of old dudes running the country. He's not old. You know? So
somebody said he's an old dude too, isn't he? Well, I mean, he's not 80.
No,
so he's in his 60s.
And look at him.
So he's young by comparison.
Right. And he's got a celebrity wife, and he's, he's a totally different candidate. I'm not saying I like him. I'm not saying I want him to win. I'm just saying that we've seen this crap before, man, where you get a new shiny candidate who people don't care. They're all about the optics. We've got dumb people living in this country, uninformed, dumb people who vote.
Has Trump gone after him yet? Or has he? I just wondered if
he's too busy. He's too busy going after people that probably aren't going to be competing against him, frankly.
Yeah.
He's too busy doing that. And so I don't know why he spends so much of his time doing that when he should be going after his real competition.
Okay, let's talk about because RFK, one of the things that perhaps young people are attracted to is the fact that he is interested in climate and believes there's climate change and all that. And so Al Gore inexplicably is still requested for interviews on CNN. And Al Gore was on a CNN show talking about the mental health crisis, among other things. He says so much ridiculous stuff in this minute and a half that it's like, I couldn't believe how much stupid he packed in. He actually remember the line that Trump said last week where Sean Hannity said, can you just tell everybody right now you're not going to be a dictator? And he made that joke where he was just like, I'm not going to be a dictator except on day one, which didn't make any sense. But like, of course, it got played over and over and over and over again.
People ran.
It's super
with that.
dumb.
Yeah.
But Al Gore is actually, Al Gore misinterpreted it to mean that Trump is going to be a dictator starting day one. That's what because he's an idiot. Okay. So here he is saying a whole bunch of stupid, but specifically towards the end, he's talking about the reason for the mental health crisis in this country. And it's mind-bogglingly dumb.
It does look like the 2024 election will come down to President Biden versus former President Trump. And I'm wondering what you think the world would look like under President Trump being reelected, which is certainly a possibility, not only when it comes to the climate, but also when it comes to democracy.
Well, I saw the other day where he pledged to be a dictator on day one, and you kind of wonder what it'll take for people to believe him when he tells us who he is. And, the solution to political despair is political action. And for those in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party and independents who love American democracy and who want to preserve our capacity to govern ourselves and solve our problems, now's the time to get active. You know, there's a mental health crisis around the world, Jake, that we hear people talking about. I think that one of the main reasons for that is that young people look at the fact that we are not yet solving the climate crisis or dealing with some of these other challenges. And we hear this word thrown around, polycrisis. Well, solving the climate crisis is a poly solution. We know what to do. We have the means to do it. And we have to make sure that we make the right political choices in our democracy to enable ourselves to make the right choices.
God, now I know why Tipper divorced you, dude. God.
Is he married to anybody else now?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think
Okay.
he's single and mingling. God, at green conferences or whatever he does with his spare time. When he's not in his mansion, that's not green at all.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
people.
the fact that he thinks that it's climate that is causing the mental health crisis. Oh my
All right,
God.
Al Gore. Yeah. God, he's just go back and live in your bubble.
Meanwhile, you know, Mayor Adams in New York City has been very, very upset with the Biden White House because of their lack of assistance, federal assistance to the crisis in New York City, which is that illegals are being bussed in and are coming to New York City in numbers that they simply cannot manage. And so they're cutting down programs, including cops. They're cutting back on cops for actual residents of the city whom they owe protection. And that's to whom they're accountable, are New York City citizens. And so they're suffering at the expense of all of these illegals. So Mayor Adams traveled to the White House this past weekend, or I think on Friday, to basically beg the Biden administration for federal help to do something finally about the border crisis. He returned, and this is what he said about the outcome of that trip.
We're going to continue to do our job in this administration, but these are extremely challenging times. And as I left Washington, D.C., I did not leave with optimism. I left with the cold reality that help is not on the way in the immediate future. It is going to be, at this moment, it's going to be up to New Yorkers and this administration to continue to navigate this challenge that we're facing. Okay.
You know what? New York City is the embodiment of FAFO.
Yeah.
It's, you know, you are a sanctuary city. You know what I mean? You preach that crap. You talked about it. Like you are all about that. And now you're getting it. You reap what you sow and you're regretting it. You know what I mean? You're regretting everything. It's FAFO. This is what happens when you're like, liberalism is a mental disorder. You know?
It should be pretty clear at this point.
I want all this. I want all these things. I want. And we're a sanctuary city. And then you get what your policies, like you say you want your policies to be. And now they're like, and now we're not getting any help. I have all the regrets, you guys. We're getting, well, I mean, this FAFO.
Yeah, people think there's endless supplies of money and resources. There isn't. I don't know why anybody thinks that ever, but they do.
This is the thing. I know, like he wants people to feel sorry for him. And I'm sure people do. I don't feel this much sorry for him. I don't.
This is what you get.
This is what you get.
He was a very loud supporter of all the sanctuariness. So
screaming at all of us because we were like xenophobes. You can take your xenophobic garbage that you spewed and shove it right where the sun doesn't shine because this is what you get. And you know what? And if people continue to vote for liberals, if people continue to vote for Democrats, you're going to get more of this. You're going to continue to see more of this and more of this. And cities are going to be destroyed, city after city after city. This is what you get. Keep voting Democrat, and this is what you get. Period. You're like the whole country. Yeah.
Do you know what you get though if you use promo code Friday76 at patriotmobile.com/chicks?
The queen of transitions, you guys. Right there.
You get a free smartphone, you guys. This is a limited time offer from Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile, of course, they've been the only Christian conservative wireless provider in the United States for the past 10 years. They've been doing their thing. And this is a company that when you pay your monthly cell phone bill, you can feel good about where the money is going because they contribute to all kinds of conservative, valued organizations, charities, and the like. So this is an example of a company that puts the cause ahead of profits. And that's something I think that we can all appreciate. And they include nationwide network on all three major networks, nationwide coverage, I should say, on all three major networks. So you are going to get the best possible service. You're not going to be funding the left, which is a huge, huge plus. And of course, right now they've got this special going on where you use promo code Friday76 to get your free smartphone. Go to patriotmobile.com/chicks and make the switch. It's easy peasy. Your service isn't going to change except maybe for the better. And your money is going to be way better spent. patriotmobile.com/chicks. Dawn Carrot, thank you so much. Dawn says, good morning, beautiful ladies. West Coast in the house. Ooh, it is early for you. Seldom get to watch you live, but you're the first thing I watch every morning. You always give my day an extra sunny boost. Thank you, Dawn. Thanks for being here at 5:30 in the morning, your time. Stephanie Judith Moldenhauer, thank you so much for that super sticker. And Shelly says, Al Gore reminds me of Barney Fife. Thinks he knows everything about any topic, actually knows nothing about anything. Talk about disinformation. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Okay, let's talk about Elon. So Elon Musk was on Jack Poso's show, and he was talking about the fact, Poso was asking him, what happens in this coming election cycle if another New York Post type of Hunter Biden laptop story breaks, and all of a sudden you got the government breathing down your neck to take down or to change or to remove content that has to do with the election. And Elon was very, very clear about how that would play out this year.
With the FBI, the DHS, et cetera, if they reach out to X, I believe they called it defensive briefings in 2020 regarding, which eventually culminated in the censorship of Hunter Biden. If they started reaching out again, would that be something that you or the team, and no, I can understand if you don't want to answer now, but you would consider making public?
We will be as transparent as possible with that, and frankly, if I think a government agency is breaking the law in their demands on the platform, I would be prepared to go to prison personally if I think they are the ones breaking the law.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
but he's so selfish. He only cares about himself, you guys.
Right.
Hunter Biden.
Yeah. He's damaged. He's completely damaged, you guys.
He's a dumb, smart person.
Yeah, it's unreal. That is where free speech lives right now. Honestly, I will keep telling people that. I cannot find another place where you got to tell me where else. Where does it live? Where else does it live? Are there another couple places because to me, that's where I go. And I find at least
locals
is a good place. Yeah. But when I'm talking about news in particular, I'm talking about just getting like free flowing news type information. It's X. It's where it is.
Yeah. Well, and I think we mentioned a couple weeks ago that he was planning on suing Media Matters, the ultimate propaganda machine, as he calls them. And so he talked more about these lawsuits, and there's multiple ones. Listen to this.
Yeah, Media Matters is an evil propaganda machine. So I just generally am against evil propaganda machines, and so we are suing them in every country that they operate. And we will pursue not just the organization, but anyone funding that organization. I want to be clear about that. Anyone funding that organization, we will pursue them. So Media Matters is an evil propaganda machine. They can go to hell. I hope they do. So
based.
Yeah.
Based.
So based.
Yeah. I love that. That's fantastic. Yeah. And I hope they do.
So you saw all the names of the people participating in that space. So Vivek was one of those people, and he stepped away from the space momentarily to relieve himself, forgot to turn off his mic, you guys, and was such a good sport about it. Check this out.
So our children basically give up on the future, decide not to have children. That's all I'm saying. And Elon Musk is promoting an optimistic, pro-human future that science and evidence shows is real and that we need.
Gentlemen, I have to go.
Yeah, I just want to be sort of exactly. I want to be very clear about my position. I'm super pro-human, and I mean all humans. Humans in America, humans in
Somebody's
Africa,
got their thing
Asia,
open peeing.
and everywhere
Somebody's
else.
got their phone open in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's Vivek. Vivek, that's your phone, Vivek. I'm not able to mute you. Vivek. Perfect. Go ahead, Elon.
Sorry about that.
So, well, I hope you feel better.
I feel great. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh my God. It's Vivek peeing, you guys. Vivek was peeing.
Oh my God. I just love that.
That is so great. That is really great. I have a problem though with why are the Tate brothers everywhere? What is that?
I don't know.
What is that? What are they? Like what?
I don't know.
What is that all about?
Somebody said that was the longest pee ever.
Yeah.
The number of comments that were flowing. The number of comments that were going around about like the strength of his stream.
Yeah.
I mean, people were so analyzing the loudness,
powerful stream.
Force. I mean,
Yeah.
it was unbelievable.
He should be president. Good Lord. This is our country now.
Oh my God. All right. So let's shift gears quickly to Israel and Iraq. The Miss Universe from a couple years ago, who was from Iraq, she was asked by, I don't even know who, some guy, I don't know who this guy is that is actually responsible for the video, but he wanted her to talk about her perspective of the Israel-Gazan conflict from the perspective of being an Iraqi Muslim. And it's absolutely fascinating. Listen to this.
Sarah Edan, Miss Universe Iraq 2017. Can you tell my followers, please, the short version of your story?
What happened? So I was representing Iraq in Miss Universe pageant, and I took a picture with Miss Israel that only said peace and love from Miss Iraq and Miss Israel. And because of that, my family had to leave the country. They got death threats, and I'm not allowed to go back to Iraq. They revoked my Iraqi citizenship. And
sounds reasonable. Sounds very reasonable.
Which is something they haven't even done against the founder of ISIS.
Right, what did you say? The founder of ISIS died with his Iraqi passport.
He died with his Iraqi citizenship, but they thought I was more dangerous than him. And basically, with all the hate that I was getting, and people started conspiracy theories saying she's Jewish, she's Mossad.
You're not Jewish, for the record.
I'm not. I'm Muslim. But, witnessing all the anti-Semitism because people thought I was Jewish, so I was literally getting the anti-Semitism that a Jewish person would get.
God.
And I just couldn't believe it. I had no idea that it was that bad. And then I decided to go to Israel to learn more. And of course, I loved it, and I realized it was completely different than what we were taught in Arab countries. And so because of that, and because I spoke at the UN about peace with Israel, they introduced a law in Iraq for any Iraqi who has any relations with Israelis, whether online or offline, death sentence. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So what is your message to people who are misunderstanding everything happening now since October 7th?
I think many people, they don't understand the conflict because they are not from the region. They are not born into that religion. And I keep saying that to people, that the same people who are killing Israelis, Hamas, are the same people who killed more Muslims than anyone in history. Hamas is like ISIS. That mentality have ruined all the Arab countries. People always say why the Middle East is in such a mess. It's because we have radical Islam with power messing up our countries. So please do not support terrorism. Do not support, because Hamas is ruining the lives not only of Israelis but for the people in Gaza, for the Palestinians, and their ideology is very dangerous to everyone in the world.
That's the
God bless her. And she better watch her back.
Seriously. I mean, can you imagine losing your citizenship because you said peace and love?
Right. Because you actually made a friend with somebody from another country. Like we take that for granted here. as women, as people, we take that for granted. It's like, oh, I'm going to make a friend in another country. Just another woman I'm going to become friends with. Like, we just think that's something that we can do. Like, that's something that when you grow up, you just take that for granted. They can't do that. We can't even wrap our brains around that. When we hear that, we're like, what the hell? You know, but they are raised to hate other people.
Yeah.
It's just so, I can't wrap my brain around that.
I know. It's like, how is it 2023? And this is what we're talking about. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
It's almost like it's indoctrination.
Huh.
Yeah, it is.
Who'da thunk?
Who else does that? Yeah.
Roseanne was on the Bill Maher show, and he was asking her about the time that she was canceled when she said something that was interpreted to be racist against Melanie Jarrett, who she thought was white. And so
Valerie Jarrett.
What did I say?
You said Melanie.
Oh, I used to work with a Melanie Jarrett. That's why. Valerie Jarrett. That's right.
Yeah,
Valerie Jarrett.
Yeah.
Yes, Valerie Jarrett. So that was, you guys remember, that's the whole, she lost her show. She lost everything. She lost the whole Roseanne show after that. Just benign remark. And so they were talking about that, and they were talking about comedy and how it needs to be okay to just have normal comedy and to be able to mock people who are in politics. That's like our First Amendment right. And the reason that I just grabbed this clip, she was super vulgar the entire time. Like, she dropped all the F-bombs. So I shortened it just because I like that she said my name over and over again.
And everybody's in power got to be made fun of.
That's true.
Mark.
You didn't take the whole thing. You didn't play the whole thing. You shortened it.
It's so naughty. Like, it was so naughty.
Yeah.
She just was like, F them and F that and F all of
It was
everybody.
a great clip. It's a fantastic clip. Roseanne is not racist. She's just like your crazy aunt, you know?
She is like your crazy aunt.
She's like your crazy aunt. She just says the things. She's not racist. The country's gone insane.
It has gone completely insane. And it gets even weirder because he also had Bella Thorne on his show. I don't know who or what she is or does.
She's an
Do
actress.
you know?
But
She's an actress. Okay.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you what she was in, but I know she's an actress of some sort. Yeah.
So Bill makes the mistake because, you know, she's a Hollywood actress. She leans very, very left. And so Bill made the mistake of trying to have a joke time with her about trans people and how all these people that are cutting off their genitals, it seems like they should just get together, right? Like, dudes who are lopping off their wee-wees should just give their wee-wees to the women that want to attach them, right?
It sounds like a good club. Yeah.
Right. It would work out. Like, it would be so
transactional.
handy.
Very transactional, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to like cut like all your forearm skin or all this stuff to like make fake wee-wees.
You need a dick, here's my dick.
Here, exactly. It seems like there's enough people now willing to mutilate themselves that they should just all match up.
Enough crazy people,
that was the joke that he was trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of this clip, I don't even know what she's doing. She like, it's so weird. And she starts snapping and talking about being a bad bitch. It's super weird. And then the conversation shifts to the whole trans thing that we were talking about. And it triggers her to the point that she cries. I would have not believed this if I had not watched this all the way through. Check this out.
Okay.
There's a lot of trans, I always see that in the paper about somebody who has switched their sex, which if that's what makes you, that's that what blows your dress up?
Bad bitches all the way.
Who?
Yes. Bad bitches.
Fat bitches. Why
Bad bitches.
Oh, bad bitches.
Bad bitches. Be
Look
who
at
you
Bill.
are. Yes. Claps.
Like what?
Right.
Claps. Makes me happy.
I mean, I think there's some money to be made in some sort of exchange with everyone switching where, like, if you need a penis, take a penis. If you have a penis, give a penis. Like if people are becoming like men to women,
I agree.
they're going to cut off their penis. And then there are women transitioning who are going to need a penis.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if there was some exchange, maybe Bitcoin could be involved. You could,
I totally agree.
No?
I just don't like joking. about.
Oh, Bella.
I know that you
Bella.
like to, but I
See,
I
this
don't
is where
think
the
it's
anxiety.
funny.
Oh, for
I
fuck's
don't
sake!
think it's funny.
What a shame. That is where
I'm
you're.
sorry.
That is. You don't have to be sorry, but I'm not sorry
think it's
either.
funny.
And that is where your anxiety comes from. There is nothing wrong with joking. Nothing wrong about that. It's not everybody is that sensitive. Not everybody needs to be that sensitive. Even the people who are doing that, I don't think would need to be offended by that. Everybody is so easily offended. You kids, you wake up offended. You should get off Twitter, get off social media, and maybe you wouldn't have this anxiety. This because I don't know if you're really offended or you're just worried that you're going to look offended.
No, I'm 100% offended. Like when I think about, someone's trauma and the videos that I have seen that are so fucking bad. And when people have to worry about walking on the street, just being themselves, that's fucking anxiety. That's why I don't like to joke about it, because someone hears it and on a public platform is so bad, because you're kind of low-key spreading this oh ha 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 ha, and it's it's not funny.
Oh my God.
He was so annoyed with her.
He was totally annoyed with her, and I love it. It's that's the difference between Gen X and all the younger generations right there. That was just a nice portrayal of that. She obviously is upset about climate change. Don't you think?
Very, very upset.
That's what it is. Her mental illness stems from worrying about climate change. Somebody should contact Al Gore about that.
If only Al Gore had been there to comfort her.
He could have given her a hug. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay, honey.
Do you guys remember last week when John Fetterman trolled George Santos by having him do a cameo to Bob Menendez?
I do remember that.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry at what you're going to hear next from George Santos about his cameo performance. It is astonishing. Listen.
So you have a sort of deprecating humor, but the thing that's amazing about this is that you started out charging, what, $75?
For the first 10, yeah.
And then it's now $500?
Yes.
How much money have you made, and are you going to surpass the amount of money you could have made in Congress in a whole year?
I can tell you that by the end of this week, that is actually factual. I will have made more money in 7 days than I would have made an entire year in Congress.
So we have to tell our viewers that the congressional salary was $174,000 a year.
Yes.
So you're saying that in a week you will make that salary?
Yes, ma'am.
I guess you have a lot of legal bills to pay.
That's very true.
Can you even?
I mean, this is the thing. So again, we reward bad behavior. This is what we do in our country. This is what we do. You and I need to do some shady stuff. And then, you know what I mean? And then maybe we'll make some money. It's let's go do some shady stuff.
Oh my God.
Let's do it.
Can you, he made $175,000 in a week.
In a week.
Oh my God.
For being who he is, and people pay him
$500 a pop.
I cannot with this. What is our world? What is our society?
I don't know.
Our culture is so, as you would say, borked. It is. It's borked. It's gross. Stop rewarding these people. Stop giving money to the Kardashians and to people like him. Stop it.
Sheila Larson, thank you. Sheila says, day one of retirement, so I got up early to join the Chick Nation live. Good morning from New Mexico.
Happy retirement.
I love these early birds. This
Good
is so
for
great.
You. Happy retirement. That's awesome.
That is awesome. This has nothing to do with anything, but I thought it was interesting. Raven Simone. Do you remember Raven Simone?
Yes, I do remember her.
I don't know why this clip was floating around over the weekend, but there's this old clip of Raven Simone on Oprah. It's from 2014, 2013, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about being called African American and how she rejects the label. And you would have thought she would have said something so unbelievably awful if you look at Oprah's reaction. But I thought this was great. Check it out.
I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
Oh, girl, don't set up
get you
the Twitter on fire.
I'm sorry. I mean,
What?
I'm
My
sorry.
Lord. What did you just say? Stop the tape right now. Okay.
I will say
Oh
this.
my God.
I mean, I don't know where my roots go to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far back they go. I can't go on, I don't know how far back, and I don't know what country in Africa I'm from. But I do know that my roots are in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an American. And that's a colorless person. Because we're all people. I have lots of things running through my veins.
I mean, you're going to get a lot of flack for saying you're not
Why?
African American. You know that, right?
I don't label myself.
Okay. So I want you to say what you really mean by that.
What I really mean by that is I'm an American. That's what I really mean. I have darker skin. I have a nice, interesting grade of hair. I connect with Caucasian. I connect with Asian. I connect with Black. I connect with Indian. I connect with each culture.
You are a melting pot in one body.
Aren't we
Yes.
all?
Yes.
Isn't that what America's supposed to be?
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
That's
for
what
sure.
it's supposed to be. I
love that.
And Oprah's like, that's what it's supposed to be, but that's not what I preach. Because
God, I love that.
Yeah, I know. I love it too. She's like, because I am a racist. So you have to be from someplace in Africa. I mean, it's like, seriously, that is what it's supposed to be. It is supposed to be a melting pot. And we have gone so far off the rails when it comes to this stuff
Yeah.
in this country.
I
Everybody's
don't know
got to
what
be
she
in a little
says
group.
now. Like, I would be very curious to see if Raven Simone still espouses that same view.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea. That was almost 10 years ago, probably 10 years ago. So
I don't
who
know.
knows?
She's a lesbian, right?
Is she?
So-
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think she's a lesbian. So I don't know if she is in the whole LGBTQIAXYZ LMNOP thing.
Mm.
I'm not sure. We'd have to check in on her and ask if she still feels the same way. But I hope she does. I mean, I really do hope she
I know.
does feel the
It's
same
so
way.
refreshing to hear
Mhm.
that. And this is something, there are probably tons of people calling this clip that's been floating around Twitter super racist, and I don't know who these guys are, but there's some Asian dude who's trying to suggest that we should just move all white people off to their own island somewhere. And the response he gets just left him speechless. And I thought it was actually hilarious. Check it out.
Why don't we put white people on islands so that we reduce their population?
Here's the thing, though. It would quickly become the best island, and then all you guys would just want to come to it. That's
I gotta love that.
He wasn't expecting it to go like that.
No, he was not. It's so true. It's so weird how
It
that
just
works,
cracked me up.
right?
Oh my God, that cracked me
Mhm.
up. Stuart the Brit. Stuart says, hey, y'all, I get up at 1 p.m. to watch the chicks most days. We all make an effort.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
You go, Stuart. You late riser, you. 1 p.m. All right. Do you want to intro the Chris Wallace?
Yeah. Taylor Swift is Person of the Year. What is it? Time Magazine? Is it Time Magazine? I don't read any of those magazines, but apparently Person of the Year is a big deal. And, Taylor Swift is Person of the Year. I mean, naturally, for all of her contributions to Western civilization, she has become Person of the Year. I mean, why wouldn't you choose Taylor Swift? So Chris Wallace had some stuff to say about who he thought should be Person of the Year, because he was a little disgruntled with this choice. So we have a clip.
Let me be clear from the jump. I like Taylor Swift, although I prefer her earlier
Jams to
songs
her.
like You Belong With Me
Right.
to some of her more recent stuff. And I understand she is a huge cultural and economic force. But when Time Magazine this week named her its Person of the Year, I thought, oh, please. First of all, hasn't Taylor received enough well-deserved coverage this year? And how about some of the other finalists like Xi Jinping or Sam Altman of OpenAI? But then Time wouldn't have gotten the Taylor cover, and it wouldn't have gotten the interview with Taylor, who doesn't do interviews. To me, it sure looks like a pure marketing play for a magazine that used to have a circulation of more than 4 million and is now down to a little more than 1 million. And I am sure that some of my colleagues on this panel fell for it. And I know there's a chorus of you to tell me why I'm wrong. Kara, I'm going to start with you, and be gentle, because I am wearing the Swiftie bracelet that
You don't have
gave
to.
me.
You can shut it off now. Yeah. So so Xi Jinping was his pick for Person of the Year. Naturally, a communist would have been the person that he chose for Person of the Year. But can you imagine Chris Wallace singing in his car to Taylor Swift? Because he's a big fan, you guys.
Shake it off. Shake it off. Woo!
Chris Wallace in his car. Okay, so anyways, there was another thing that I saw over the weekend that it just kind of made fun of this whole Taylor Swift thing. And it's exactly how I feel about Taylor Swift being Person of the Year. Person of the Year, everybody. This is our country now. Mm-hmm.
That was so Elaine.
She's the greatest dancer. She's really, really good at dancing.
Elaine.
Mm-hmm. She's a perfect choice because that's our society now. Okay. So that's that.
All right. Double D time.
All right. So a lot of, as you would say, hullabaloo was going around this weekend about the Army Navy game. And apparently a lot of people thought that they were screaming, F Joe Biden. Did you guys see that? A bunch of like videos going around of them screaming F Joe Biden, and that didn't happen. Like people sent me videos of that. People were like, did you see this? Did you see this at the Army Navy game? People were actually sending me instant messages and direct messages of them screaming that at the game. But in actuality, that didn't happen. That was doctored footage of what actually happened. And this is what actually happened at the Army Navy. You guys, like seriously, look at the energy of that.
I love this.
So when you think that we're not forced, that's my hope China and Russia sees. I hope they see that.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty awesome. Like the Army Navy game is pretty freaking awesome. So that happened. And then there was a girl at Seton Hall who got her degree, and she is in a wheelchair, and her service dog also got a degree, you guys. I cannot. This was the sweetest thing. So you'll have to see the sweetness of her. It's tears. Because he was with her during the whole 4 years.
Oh
Can you stand
God, my heart.
Can you stand the sweetness? And he was like, what, I get a degree too? Yeah, you were there. You get a degree too.
Oh my God.
I mean, he deserved that degree more than Ashley Judd deserved her honorary degree. Right? He went to actual classes.
He went to every class.
Yeah, he went to every class.
Study.
Yeah, these honorary degrees are bullcrap. That dog went to class. Yeah.
Love.
That was your double D's, you guys. Your double D's. There you go.
That means it is time for some My Pillow talks. And yes, the free shipping thing, the free shipping special is still on. I think that might be expiring this week or next week. I'm not exactly sure of the date, but it is going to expire. So if you've been thinking about getting something from My Pillow for yourself or for somebody in your family or friends or whoever for Christmas or stocking stuffers, do it now while you can get everything shipped for free. mypillow.com/chicks. Use code chicks and you will save 50% on a whole bunch of stuff right now, including their 6-piece towel sets, but other stuff too. Check out all the specials at mypillow.com/chicks. Can we start out with the most horrific story ever, just so we can get out of the way and then move on to happy things?
Absolutely.
I was so angry for this family, and I'm sick and it gets worse and worse the more you listen, and more frustrating. But this is actually what happens in our country with insurance companies. This is unreal.
Tomorrow, this house is being demolished. We bought it just over a year ago. It sat on just over 5 acres of land,
which is great.
It was going to be our dream property. 5 weeks into living in this house, there was a major storm. And the Puyallup River rose about 20 feet.
Oh my God.
And migrated into our property about 60 feet. This river used to sit 60 feet away from our house.
Oh
We
my
used to have a
God.
backyard.
Oh my God.
And now we have to tear it down. Just over a year later. We have exhausted our resources. It is not covered by insurance or FEMA, as water never entered the property.
Oh my God.
And we cannot rebuild on our land because of the risk of river migration and property infringement on other houses. We are cutting our losses. We have moved on to greener pastures.
Oh my God.
It is bittersweet.
It's just bitter, man.
I mean, did the realtor not advise again? Like
Tomorrow of this house being demolished.
Horrendous.
I mean,
Can you imagine?
Do realtors not know about this stuff? Did they
I
not
guess
know?
you don't
like, about
expect a river to actually migrate. You know what I mean? To actually move permanently. That wasn't expected, I guess. Or if it was, then that was serious negligence for the realtor not to say that this is
the
going to
house?
happen.
They didn't build it though. They said that you built. Chris said you built in the wrong, but they didn't build it.
No, I think they just bought that house on the property.
They bought a house that was already there. Yeah. But I mean, like when we look for land, we basically look for flood property. Like you have to look and make sure that the house is not in a floodplain.
Right.
Like that is a huge consideration. Like our son is looking for land right now. That's the first thing we look for. Like you got to look for that stuff. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's
Oh my
horrendous. I mean, I
God.
just
Yeah.
cannot imagine not getting anything out of it at all.
God,
Like,
that is oh my
just
God.
losing all that investment.
It ruins people. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I cannot. Oh my God.
It's just
That's such a horrible story.
Horrible story.
Yuck.
All right, I'm sorry, but I saw it and I was like, I can't know this by myself.
Right.
I can't.
Oh my goodness.
Also, are you a person like when you get in the shower? Which way do you face? Do you face the water or is the water on your back?
The water's on my back.
I thought that was normal. That's like the normal way to shower, but apparently, and I know my husband showers with the water coming down, like he faces the water, and I've always just thought, well, yeah, I've always just thought he was weird, and that's just weird because he washes his hair like this under the water, where I wash it like this with my back.
Me too.
Against the water. And so then I thought, well, maybe it's just a guy girl thing. But then this girl discovered this with her mom.
I've just been informed by my mom that there are 2 ways people shower, and we just realized that we both do the opposite thing. So when I shower, the shower head is behind me, so the water is like on my hair and down my back. Of course, I'll turn around occasionally and like
Me too. Yeah.
but she showers primarily facing the shower head, so the water like hits her in the face and down her body. And she's shocked that I do the opposite, and I'm shocked that she does the opposite. I feel like the normal way to shower is with the shower head behind you and you're facing that way.
Right.
Is anyone else surprised by this? All started when I was asking her for her advice because we're redoing our shower. I was like, where should I put the shower bench? Should I put it facing this wall or should I put it on the other wall? And she was like, don't you want the shower bench behind you so you can like put your leg up while you're showering? I'm like, what? No, how would that work? Why would I want it behind me? Then I would just, anyway, this is what led us to realize we shower in 2 different ways. And I don't know why I'm having like an epiphany. I've just been informed by my mom.
I mean, that I just
Did you see the first comment on that? It said, I sit on the ground and cry. That is so great. That is so fantastic. I love comments.
I just did not know that
Yeah,
was
I didn't know that was a thing either. I totally like it's on my back too. I have to ask my husband because I think he's like your husband. I think he faces it like a man. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's a thing. So it's not just a girl boy thing. It's also there are women who also face forward.
That's interesting.
There are all kinds of like filters and weird tricks that you can do on TikTok, right? There's like different and there's AI stuff there's AI programs which you can make it look like you're a royal monarch and all kinds of crazy stuff. This guy decided to try the AI TikTok filter, did not have a good experience. Here are his examples.
I saw people doing this AI filter to fill in your face. So I want to see how do my parts come together? Okay. Well, that was unexpected. I think I have pretty manly eyes, so no. I'm a pretty lady. Well, no one's mistaken that nose for okay. Okay. I saw people doing this.
It's not working for him. It's just not.
Did not work for him. Did not.
No.
My sister, as you know, is somebody that has never wanted kids, never will have kids, doesn't want anything to do with kids, thinks babies are totally gross, and finds pregnancy, the entire phenomenon, to be absolutely disgusting. Like, she is so funny.
She's really funny about pregnancy. Like, and the thing is, she's the kind of person that should have if anybody should raise a child, she's the most awesome person. But yeah, she wants nothing to do with pregnancy or children at all. She's a great aunt.
She's fine. She was fine with my kids. She was fine. But she does not like she doesn't like anybody else's babies that are not related to her.
Like babies too.
And if you're a person who wants to try to hand her a baby, it's going to go something like this.
Don't do it.
Hi. Oh, that's it. That's it, isn't it? Yep, that's a baby. That's a baby right there. I love that thin layer of crust on her face. So now you have to buy her things. It's crazy. You're a child. I'm 33. Exactly. Do you want to hold her? Honestly, I had a big lunch. She's actually so light. What's your secret? No, I'm just kidding. I can't believe this was inside your body 5 hours ago. She's cooked. Someone cooked here. No, she looks just like you. And not like a
so her.
version of one of the dinosaurs from the original Jurassic Park. Not at all. How was the birth? How's your whole? So you can drink wine now, right? She farted! Yay! When did we stop reacting that way when someone passes gas? Because I do that, I get kicked down the room. You have to smell her. She smells amazing. You know, we are not experiencing the same level of hormones right now. Like, I'm on the pill. Are you taking a picture? You take a picture right now? Don't do that? Okay. Oh, that's such a good picture. Oh, send that to me immediately! but actually, I ran out of phone storage, so don't.
Greg's my husband's best friend is like that too. Like when Gwen was, I don't know, she's probably 6 months old. He came to visit and I was like, just hold her. And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay. Like he's never had kids. He won't have kids. Same thing. I mean, like he loves her now. He's because she's older and he can talk to her. And he's like, she's a talking human. I can deal with that. But when she was a baby, completely freaked out. Just not his thing.
Just some people just don't like them at all. I want all of them. Like I give them to me.
Give me all the babies, all of them, every single one of them.
I did not realize that lions and tigers have such different roars, but they are so different. And if you were going to hold a contest between a lion and a tiger for like who sounds scariest, it would be the tigers all day, every day. And I just did not know that. I thought like male lions I thought they had bigger roars than they actually do. So there's this great video that shows the difference. It'll show lions first, then tigers, and lions, then tigers. Here we go. That's scarier.
That's got to be a female.
That's scary.
It's kind of how my Brahmins sound. So cute. So
cute. They sound like literal monsters.
Yeah, they do. Tigers are legit.
You don't mess with tigers.
No, I would not want to mess with a tiger. I don't think I want to mess with a lion either.
I mean, I would. I would probably want to pet them all.
Oh my God. Again with a dying in a wildlife preserve.
Which reminds me, did you know that Angie Harmon has a pet squirrel named Thomas?
No.
I didn't either, but she totally does. She has a pet squirrel named Thomas. I binge watched a whole bunch of other videos. Like, that is her pet squirrel, and his name is Thomas.
Oh my God, that's so weird. Yeah, she was on Law and Order.
Yeah,
I like her.
mean,
She's actually pretty cool. I don't know, like what sort of I don't care about her political affiliation or anything like that. I don't really know. She lives in North Carolina. That's what Peggy said. Oh, I figured maybe she was like a Californian. That's really interesting. Well, maybe that's why, because in North Carolina they don't have all the rules. There's no way she could have a squirrel in California. No way.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
It's like no squirrels, no guns.
You know the guy, Andrewski with the fabulous teeth? This guy with the mustache. So he also tried the AI filter and paid. And he wants you to know that he paid money for, like, to be Christmas cardified by AI. He also had a less than stellar experience.
I don't know if you guys have heard of those viral AI Christmas photos, what been going around. I have. Decided to give it a shot. Let me tell you something. I'm not having a very Feliz Navidad here, okay? My Navidad, very much not Feliz. Why did it do this to me? This feels personal. It feels targeted. Frankly, it feels a little aggressive. Everyone else's pictures, they look like Santa's little helper. Me, conehead. Why? It gets worse from here. Check out Daddy Christmas.
Oh my God.
Full leathers. I don't think this is what they meant when they said, "Don, we now are gay apparel." I didn't understand how this is Christmas. I look like a blind James Bond with the hand of a marionette. This is a guy who has to use the small spoons, not by choice. I paid for these. I paid for these pictures. I paid $4 for these pictures.
Oh my God.
Why did it dress me up as a leprechaun who's trying to sabotage Christmas? This is the face of the man who's gone Grinch. He's gone full Grinch. You'll notice I'm only giving 1 thumbs up here because it's not possible for me to give 2 thumbs up. Or why I decided to travel all the way back to 1983 just to take 1 sarcastic Christmas photo. Just thugging it out for Christmas. I'd like to reiterate, I paid for these. I paid for these. Look at this unkempt grease ball. I can smell this photo and it doesn't smell like that candy cane. All right. It smells like Pall Malls and regret. This is the only one of me that turned out halfway decent, and I look like the subject of a true crime podcast and not the victim. All right? The longer you look at this, the creepier it gets. Pause this video and just stare into those unfeeling eyes for a moment. You see what I mean? Terrifying. Happy holidays from male Elizabeth Holmes. It's like he conned his way into community theater. I paid for these. I paid for these. I paid for these pictures. I paid for them.
What is that? God. No, I feel like we should do them.
Uh-oh, you froze. Where's your sound? There you are. Now you're back.
I feel like you and I should do these. Just see what happens.
We would smell like Pall Malls and regret.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't love that?
Oh my gosh. Okay, last one. And that is, I wanted to show you that wildcat that does the biscuits in the air. Like, you know how cats do biscuits on you?
The biscuits, just all the biscuits.
This cat does biscuits in the air.
I sure have a lot of nerve to make biscuits in the air. I don't know why. So I went through straight panic mode trying to find him in the room.
He is so cute,
isn't he?
Mattress on the ground, headboard pulled out, because this bed has
Look
like
at him. He just keeps making them.
Is she living in a hotel?
Get under the
Yeah,
bed.
she's that traveler that transports wild animals from place to place.
Okay, all right.
Look at the TV stand. Ripped out the TV stand.
Anyway, he hid between like the mattress cushions of the bed.
In the air.
But he does biscuits in the air, which I thought was so cute.
I love that cat. It's a really gorgeous
Super
cat.
cute cat.
Anyway,
those are your talks for today.
Totally need a cat. You guys, okay. So we're bringing it in. Listen, I have to
do presents too.
Yes, and I've got to go to my PO today. I did not make it on Friday, so I'm sure I have a bunch of stuff waiting for me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, for sure you do.
Not made it. Yeah.
So should I do those first really quick?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, let's bring it in case people don't want to stay.
Okay,
There's just a couple. I just have a couple.
Okay. And then I'll go get Miss Astrid.
Okay, so hang on. So first, I just wanted to let everybody know that I did finally get the shot glass from Morgan. So Morgan sent this for
cute.
Costa Rica. I just love
So
it. So it finally came.
cute.
And then from Carol Skinner. Ooh, it's blurry. There we go. From Carol Skinner, who lives in my future hometown of Beaufort, South Carolina. She sent this card saying, here's something I made to keep you warm while you watch your team win. I have been watching your show every day from Beaufort, South Carolina. This is from Carol Skinner, and she made
my
this.
God. That is
made it.
Gorgeous.
I know. And the best part is that it's also Belmont Abbey colors.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's Georgia and it's Belmont Abbey colors. So I can take it to the games. I just love it.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Right? Anyway, those are
beautiful. Okay,
those are
let
the
me
gifts
grab
that I
that.
wanted to report.
So
Okay.
pretty.
And I will embiggen so that everybody can see. Did you guys see my little sign? My balls are well hung.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh, there's cookies and cream.
Astrid, come here.
He's calm. He's
Psycho's in here.
calm. He's calm.
He's not though. I mean, he's just come here, baby.
He's calm. He's standing there like a good boy.
He's stalking his sister.
Oh.
You want to say hi? Okay. He's waiting for sister. Astrid, come here, baby. Come here, Astrid. I think she's afraid to come in here because she knows she's going to get
attacked. Oh, he's going to get her.
His daddy's trying to get him with a dinosaur toy. And okay, come here. Okay. I know she's like freaking out because of her brother. Okay, come here. She's like, because of her brother. Okay, she flapped over there. See, come here. Okay, leave her alone. Leave her alone. Come here. I don't want her to break my face. Come here, come here. Astrid. No, leave her alone. Can you do it? No, she's not going to do it, you guys.
No, she's very distracted right now. You can't
she's
blame
trying.
her.
Hold on. No. She's not going to do it. Stuff's getting knocked over on my desk. It's not happening.
You can't even blame her because she wants to.
She wants to. She's like, see, she wants to.
She does.
She knows her role, but she's like, that jerk.
He's
You
ruining
guys,
my
you
spotlight.
see my husband is like on the ground, like on his hands and knees trying to get Coda to come out. You guys have no idea. If you could see Greg right now, you'd be like, what? He literally is on his hands.
Look at him. He is such a pest. He's just like Maisie to Ella.
He's the absolute
pesting
worst, you guys.
her.
He's such a 10-month-old puppy. He's ridiculous.
Well,
I'm
hopefully
sorry, it's not
tomorrow
gonna
we'll get some
happen.
flaps.
Tomorrow we'll get it tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful Monday, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys.